Hi, I'm Luisa. I'm attending Music 161, and today we'll talk about Jewish klezmer music.
Name is Huyen Nguyen. I'm attending Music 161, and this is my presentation about accordion in Jewish klezmer. So, what is klezmer music? Klezmer music is an instrumental tradition without much of a history of songs or singing. In Eastern Europe, klezmer did traditionally accompany the vocal styling of pageant, wedding entertainer, although their performance was typically improvised and the calling of ceremonies rather than songs. Next, we'll talk about the history and development of accordion in classical music. Like the pioneering Italian American virtuoso accordionists, Jewish musicians felt equally at home playing classical and folk music. The select analysis of early accordion playing styles and stylistic characteristics shed light on the interaction and interplay of classical musicians with their surrounding worlds, old and new. A distinctive feature of the early klezmer sound was the accordion imitation of the human voice heard in liturgical, paraliturgical, and Yiddish song. By the late 1930s, the accordion was often used for chordal accompaniment rather than as a solo instrument. It was integral it was integral element of the popular ha- it was an integral element of the popular Hasidic bands of the 1960s and the klezmer ensembles that embraced the new Israeli music as well as the earlier Palestinian music. Although it was often deemed as an outsider, for the revivalists of the 1980s and beyond, the accordion has been characteristic of klezmer style.
I'll be honest, the field trip it didn't inform me like a lot of information about my topic, but one things I do got from the field trip is there's so many culture that also use like accordion in like festival, holidays, day-to-day life, and Jewish classical music is one of it. It's it's also inspiring to me seeing all this. The instructor, I think she's in the 80s or even 90s, 70s. Like she's been doing accordion her whole life, and it's not like she memorized every information about it because she just loved it so much that she's talk about with passion and she play with it with passion, and also with the other people that also on instructing in the future. They just the world that involve accordion is just so huge that I want to look more into it. So the thing I got from the field trip is that I want to explore it more. I want to know more about the accordion, about how Jewish people use the accordion in their music. Yeah.
I'll talk about the background information that is important to understand and is connected with klezmer music. Origins of klezmer music are linked with Eastern European history. During the 18th century, klezmer generally meant an instrumental musician who played for a specific purpose. Both Jewish and non-Jewish citizens were only allowed to convene in such location, with music being played when it was deemed appropriate by the government. The work of such a musician was not highly regarded. The work of klezmer musician grew regardless of the feeling that surrounded the work, due in part to the rise of population in Europe during the time period. Klezmer music, we can see a lot of instruments that is really common in other music cultures. We can hear some characteristics similar with music from synagogue, European folk music, and even classical music. So I live in Brazil, and in Brazil we have a lot of different types of music. For example, samba, sertanejo, funk, pagode, that is really unique. Brazilian music is one of the most important expression of Brazil culture. Brazil was colonized by Portugal, so we have a strongly influence of them. Also, Brazil was formed mainly from fusion of European, indigenous, and African elements. So, when Portuguese arrived in Brazil, they have a shock of culture because indigenous people was already there. So, Brazilian music is a mix of culture.
Hi, I'm Sharan, and I'm going to be speaking about the uses of accordion in Jewish klezmer music. The accordion, a beloved fixture in Jewish klezmer music, serves as a captivating and versatile member of the ensemble. Its unique qualities and virtuosity lend an enchanting depth to this traditional Jewish folk genre, making it a true master in the world of klezmer. Melodic enchantment. Picture the accordion as a wandering minstrel, effortlessly weaving intricate melodies alongside fellow lead instruments like the clarinet or violin. It engages in soulful conversation, sharing stories of joy, sorrow, and celebration with its audience. Harmonious grandeur. Within the ensemble, the accordion harmonizes beautifully, creating a musical tapestry that's both rich and complex. Its harmonies add layers of emotion and intricacy, turning a simple tune into a sonic masterpiece. Rhythmic dance. When the accordion takes center stage, it's like a conductor leading an orchestra of dancers. Its rhythmic bellows pump life into the music, setting the tempo and inspiring joyous twirls and foot tapping rhythms. It's the heartbeat of the klezmer celebration. Soulful solos. At times, the accordion steps into the spotlight, ready to astonish with its virtuosity. In these moments, it's a storyteller, painting vivid scenes with every note, invoking laughter, tears, and nostalgia in its audience. Expressive embrace. The accordion's bellows became a vessel of emotion, evoking an array of feelings through sliding glissandos and nuanced phrasing. It weaves an emotional tapestry capturing the spirit of klezmer's ancestral tales. Vocal mimicry. Like a master impersonator, the accordion can replicate the ornamentation and vocal effects found in traditional Jewish singing. This adds a layer of authenticity and an almost human like quality to the music. The accordion's presence in Jewish klezmer music is nothing short of enchanting. With its melodic storytelling, harmonious grandeur, rhythmic dance, and emotional depth, it plays an integral role in bringing this captivating music tradition to life, captivating audiences and carrying the spirit of Jewish culture through its mesmerizing tunes. Thank you. Indian music has a rich and diverse tradition that has been significantly shaped by various outside influences. One prominent influence comes from Persian music, particularly during the Mughal era, which introduced elements such as Persian scales and instruments, enriching the Indian classical music collection. Additionally, the British colonial period contributed to the integration of Western musical concepts and instruments into the Indian musical landscape, giving rise to unique fusion genres. Arabian musical traditions also left their mark on Indian music, especially in the southern regions, where Arab traders and cultural exchange played a role in shaping the local music styles. Furthermore, the influence of Sufi traditions has been profound, fostering a deep spiritual and devotional aspect in various Indian musical genres, notably in Qawwali and Sufi classical music.
EU instruments in classical music have been influenced by the cultural taste which it was performed, and it was nothing that classical music emerged out of regular Eastern Europe Jewish musical culture, and that included Jewish cantorial music, has it noise, and later Zurich teacher music, and it's also borrowed the surrounding the folk music and Central and Eastern Europe and from the cosmopolitan European musical form. And it helped to define its unique sound and style. In conclusion, while the use of the instrument has played an important role in defining the sound and style of the Klezmer music. So, is it the one aspect of the rich and complex musical tradition had evolved over centuries? The primary culture influence urban classical music is Ashkenazi tradition, but it also incorporates the folk music tradition of nations such as Russia, Poland, Romania, and Germany. Classical also saw heavy influence from the Roman or Gypsy culture. Roman music had intermarried with many European style, and it stands to reason that such music should have influenced Klezmerism, and many Roma live side by side with Jews in the Europe. So Klezmer musicians also adopt certain customs from jazz music, making the American klezmer slightly distinct from the European klezmer that came before it. We had the opportunity to visit the Horton Art Center. It's a museum and specializes in many kind of audience. In addition, we can hear the artists say about the musical instrument. It's all more interesting when we can experience their this new instrument, and we draw into the story that the artists share. Besides, we got to experience the treasure show musical instrument in the basement of the museum. Artists are always interested about expanding their knowledge about their history and cultures, so I feel very interesting because I can get many useful information from my presentation. In addition, I can have new experience and learn many new things from that.
So that's our presentation of Jewish klezmer music. Thank you for your attention, and now we'll show some klezmer instruments. Thank you.